Stop trying to be disciplined. Seriously, that might be the reason you keep failing. Because every time you say, "I'll start tomorrow," you're not lacking discipline. You're fighting your own brain. Just think about it. You already know what to do, like wake up early, study, and work on your goals. But you don't do it, not because you're lazy, but because your brain is used to easy rewards, like scrolling, comfort, and distractions. And that's why discipline feels so hard. But here's the truth most people don't understand. The most disciplined people in the world are not constantly struggling. They've trained their brain to actually enjoy doing the work. And once that shift happens, discipline becomes natural. So in this video, I'll share you 7 strategies to reprogram your mind. Then discipline stops feeling like a struggle and starts feeling like something you need. So without further delay, let's start with something uncomfortable. You don't lack discipline. You're just addicted to comfort. So think about it, like scrolling endlessly and delaying important work and choosing easy over meaningful. So your brain isn't broken. It's just trained. So every time you choose comfort, your brain releases a small reward. And over the time, that becomes your default life. So the real question is not, how do I become disciplined? The real question is, how do I make discipline more rewarding than comfort? Because once discipline feels good, then your brain starts to enjoy it. And that's exactly what we're about to. Strategy number 1, start with small. Here's where most people fail. They try to change everything at once. Like they go from 0 to 100 overnight. And they tell themselves, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. and work out every single day and read 50 pages and completely change my life. It feels exciting at first, but by day 3, they're right back where they started. Like same habits and same routine and same frustration. And why does this happen? Because your brain doesn't like sudden extreme change and it sees it as a threat. Then it pushes you back to what feels familiar. But small actions, they don't trigger that resistance and they feel easy and manageable. So instead of aiming big in the beginning, aim for small. If you want to build a reading habit, start with just 1 page. And if you want to start working out, begin with 5 push-ups. It sounds too simple, but that's exactly why it works. Because the goal in the beginning is not intensity, it's consistency. So every time you show up, even in a small way, you send a signal to your brain, this is who I am now. And slowly, that repetition builds your identity. Then you stop being someone who tries to be disciplined and start becoming someone who is disciplined. And once your brain accepts that identity, something powerful happens. You naturally want to do more. Then 1 page becomes 5, and 5 push-ups become a full workout. Then growth becomes natural. Strategy number 2, remove friction. Here's a harsh truth most of the people don't want to accept. You don't rise to your goals, but you fall to your environment. And no matter how motivated you feel, but your surroundings will always influence your behavior. If your phone is right next to you, then you will pick it up and you will start scrolling without thinking. And if junk food is within reach, then you will eat it, not because you're weak, but because it's easy. And if your bed feels too comfortable, then you will stay in it, then you will delay your plans and tell yourself just 5 more minutes. So this is not a discipline problem. This is an environment problem. So instead of relying on willpower every single day, change what's around you. So design your environment in a way that supports your goals. So put your phone in another room before you sleep because you don't wake up and scroll first thing in the morning. And keep a book on your pillow so reading becomes the easiest choice before sleep. These small changes remove friction and they reduce decision making. Because the truth is, discipline is not about being strong all the time. It's about being smart with your environment. And when your environment is designed well, then discipline becomes easier and almost automatic. Strategy number 3, use 5-minute rule. This habit is simple but extremely powerful because whenever you don't feel like doing something, whether it's studying, working out, or starting a task, then tell yourself one thing. I'll do it for just 5 minutes. And that's it. No pressure and no long commitment. Just 5 minutes. Because the hardest part of any task is not doing it. It's starting. Because your mind creates resistance before you begin. Then it makes the task feel bigger than it actually is. But when you reduce the task to just 5 minutes, then your brain relaxes. And once you begin, something powerful happens. The momentum starts building. Then your mind shifts from resistance to focus. And most of the time, you don't stop at 5 minutes. You keep going. Because starting breaks the barrier. It gets you into the flow. And once you're in motion, it becomes easier to continue. That's the real secret. Because discipline is not about forcing yourself to work for hours. It's about tricking your brain to begin. And once you begin, the rest of the things become easier than you think. Strategy number 4, embrace boredom. Let me tell you something uncomfortable, but very important. If you can't sit in silence for even 10 minutes, it will be very hard for you to become disciplined, not because you're weak, but because your mind is not trained. Here's the truth most people avoid. Because discipline is boring, it's doing the same thing again and again, without excitement. And that's where most people struggle. Because today's world is full of constant stimulation, like short videos, endless scrolling, notifications every few minutes. Then your brain gets used to this speed, and it starts to craving it. And when it's time to do something important, like study or work, then everything feels slow and boring. And what do you do that time? You escape from the situation, and you look for distraction to avoid the work. Not because you don't care, but because your brain is overstimulated. So here's the shift you need to make. Start embracing boredom. So don't run from it. Train yourself to sit with it. Sit quietly without your phone, or go for a walk without music or podcasts. At first, it will feel uncomfortable, and that's normal. But if you stay with it, your mind slowly begins to calm down. Because when your brain is not constantly overstimulated, it can finally settle. And here's the truth. When boredom becomes comfortable, then discipline becomes natural. Strategy number 5, track your wins. See, your brain loves progress. It needs to feel like it's moving forward. But if you don't track your progress, then your brain starts to feel like nothing is changing. Even if you're doing the work, then it feels invisible. And when progress feels invisible, then it feels like you're stuck. And when you feel stuck, then you slowly lose motivation. Like, you stop trying, then you skip days, and eventually you will quit. Not because you're lazy, but because your brain stopped seeing results. So here's the habit that changes everything. Start tracking your habits. Use a notebook or even a basic app. And every time you complete a habit, mark it. That small action matters, because now your effort becomes visible. You can see what you've done, and over the time, something powerful happens. You start building a streak. 1 day becomes 2, and 2 becomes 5, and 5 becomes 10. And once you see that streak growing, you don't want to break it. Then it becomes a little addictive, not in a harmful way, but in a powerful way. Because now you're not chasing motivation anymore. You're protecting your momentum. And momentum is what keeps you going, even on the days you don't feel. Strategy number 6, change your identity. This is one of the most important changes you can make. It sounds small, but it can change how you see yourself. Stop saying, "I'm trying to be disciplined," because when you say trying, it means you're not fully committed. So instead, start saying, "I am a disciplined person." Say it like it's already true, because your actions follow what you believe about yourself. If you think, "I'm lazy," you will act like a lazy. And if you think, "I get distracted easily," then definitely you will keep getting distracted. But if you start thinking, "I am focused," then your actions will slowly match that. So start building a new identity. Because every time you do something good, just note it and tell yourself, "I don't quit when things get uncomfortable, and I stay consistent, even on bad days." At first, it may feel strange, but that's okay. Because change always feels uncomfortable in the beginning. But if you keep repeating it, then slowly it becomes a true. And remember this, discipline is not just something you do. It is who you. Strategy number 7, delay the reward. Here's what separates average people from unstoppable ones. It's not talent and it's not luck. It's the ability to delay gratification. But most of the people choose what feels good right now, like scrolling on the phone, and eating junk food, and avoiding hard work. And it feels easy in the moment. But disciplined people think differently. They choose what feels good later. They are willing to feel a little discomfort now, so they can enjoy better results in the future. And this is a skill you can train. So when you feel like checking your phone, wait for 10 minutes. And when you crave junk food, delay it for a while. And when you feel like quitting, push yourself just a little more. These small moments matter, because each time you delay comfort, you're teaching your brain something new. I don't need instant pleasure, and I can stay in control. At first, it will feel hard, and your mind will resist. But if you keep practicing it, something starts to change. Your brain becomes stronger and more in control. Then you stop chasing comfort all the time, and instead, you start choosing growth. That's when real discipline begins. Here's the truth. Discipline is not something you are born with. It's something you train. In the beginning, it feels hard and uncomfortable. You don't feel like doing the work, and you keep telling yourself, "I'll do it later." And that's normal, because your brain is not used to it yet. But if you keep showing up even when it feels difficult, then something starts to change. You stop depending on motivation, because motivation comes and goes, but discipline stays. And discipline, it stops feeling like pressure. It starts feeling like a satisfying, and over the time, it becomes something you actually enjoy. Almost like an addiction, but a powerful one. Because now you're not forcing discipline anymore. You've become disciplined. So here's your challenge. Pick just one strategy from this video, not all 7, and not everything at once, just one, and commit to it. Because your life doesn't change when you feel motivated, because motivation comes and goes. Your life changes when you take control of your actions. And before you go, if this video helped you think differently, make sure to subscribe for more videos like this, because the version of you you're trying to become is not built in one big moment. It's built slowly, one disciplined action at a time.